Hey y'all, and welcome to the channel, and if you're new here, thanks so much for joining. Today I am bringing you another episode of our Globetrotter challenge series, and as you can see, Piper is just working on excavating this excavation site. She is trying to get up her archaeology skill as well as getting that last excavation site that she needs for this challenge and this portion of her aspiration here for this section of the challenge out here in Selvadorado. And we are just working really hard towards her meeting this section of the goals here in section 3 of the challenge rules here, so that she can go ahead and get herself moving on so we can get her out of this area and back home to her family. As you can see, she is really very sad right now. She is desperately missing her family and is really struggling with being out here alone. She is really struggling in the social department, and it is hitting her really hard that she is away from them. She didn't think that she was going to struggle as much as she is, but she is really having a hard time with it. It is telling us that she's very sad, but she is trying to muddle through and get what she needs to do done. She is knowing that she does need to do these things, but she is feeling depressed today from her cancer trait, and it says any sim can get lonely, but Piper's a sim who loves to be surrounded with as many friends as possible. This has to be extra tough for her, and she's homesick. It's good to get away, but she's missing home, so she's really having a hard time. She misses Kai, she misses Roman, and she is really didn't realize that she was going to miss them as much as she is missing them, but she is definitely struggling with the fact that she is away from her loved ones. As we know, Roman has been with her on her adventures for the most part. She's taken him with her, he's tagged along, he's helped her with all of these adventures, and this is the first time they've been apart in a very long time. So she is really feeling that loss quite deeply, and for her to have just had a newborn and to have been separated from him, I can't even imagine what that feels like for her. So she is really having a hard time with it. She is making really good progress on her archaeology skill. She is at a level 7 with that, so she's doing really well. And as we know, she is on level 3 of this portion of her aspiration out of 4. So she's doing really well, but we just need to keep on trucking along here. So she is just digging away, getting some artifacts that we can take over to the library, and obviously we'll be able to authenticate those so that we can meet the rest of the goal here to go ahead and get that milestone completed for the level 3 of the aspiration, to move on to this last section so that hopefully we can go ahead and get her out of Selvadorado as quickly as possible. I have no idea what she has to do for the 4th section, but I'm hoping that it isn't anything too task heavy so that she will be able to get through it pretty quickly, and we'll be able to get her home to her family, because she does make a lot of phone calls to Roman. She tries to keep in touch, check in on Kai, check in on him, see how they're doing, but unfortunately that's just not fulfilling the need that she has to be with them, to see them, and to be with her family, and hopefully we'll be able to get them back together very soon. So she's finding a lot of artifacts here in this excavation site, and we will have a lot of things that we'll be able to authenticate, and then obviously whatever we authenticate we can go ahead and sell for some money. As we know, we don't have our power or water at our home residence, so Roman and Kai are in the dark without power and water, so we will need to pay the bills. So we will sell some of those things so that we can go ahead and pay the bills in this episode as well. As soon as we get those artifacts authenticated, we will sell those things and pay the bills for them so that they can have their power turned on and the water turned on, and they're not, struggling in the house. As we can see, they are kind of doing a little bit of tension. Roman looks like he's pretty tense. I have no idea what he's tense about, but it would seem he's tense. Probably because he's at home alone taking care of a newborn, and his wife is missing in action out here in Selvadorado, and he's probably thinking, I cannot believe she has left me alone with a newborn, and she's out gallivanting all over the world. But unfortunately, this is the life that Piper has signed up for, and the adventures have to be done, and so unfortunately you can't really bring a baby out into the jungle, and so this is what has to happen. So now that she has gone ahead and cleaned up that excavation site and got all of the artifacts out of it that she can, we are going to go ahead and let her grab a bite to eat because she is feeling pretty famished. And then we will have her go ahead and probably get a little bit of rest because she's feeling pretty tired. It is about 4 o'clock in the morning, it looks like, but I'm just going to go ahead and let her get a little bit of rest so that she can feel pretty rested here. As you can see, her social is in the red, so when she gets up from having a little bit of sleep, we will have her give Roman a call and she can check in on him and Kai, and hopefully that will help with her social needs just a little bit. The poor thing is just really, really struggling. She is constantly crying about the fact that she is well, socially desolate right now. Honestly, that's what she is. So let's go ahead and let her get a little bit of rest here, and then when she gets up, we'll have her give Roman a little bit of a call and they can have a chat. So she is just giving Roman a call and she is just asking him, how are you doing? How is Kai? How are both of you doing without me? Is he, laughing? Is he learning how to, babble yet? What is he doing? Is anything going on with him? And he's like, no, honey, he's a baby. He's not, he's not growing up overnight without you. Like, he can't do any of those things. He's literally just crying and pooping in his diaper and drinking his bottles. That's all he's doing. He misses his mother, I'm sure. I miss you as well. I can't wait for you to come home, and we can't wait to see you again. And she's like, I can't wait to see you guys. I miss you guys so much. You have no idea. I didn't realize I was going to miss you guys as much as I'm missing you. But honestly, I am terribly missing you, and it is so lonely out here in this jungle. It's a beautiful jungle. I love it so much out here. I really wish that you guys could see it, but it's just not the same with you guys not being here with me. And I just really wish that you were here. And Roman's like, we'll be together soon. So she's going to go ahead and get herself to the washroom here. And then once she has cleaned up the washroom there, she'll have a chance to use it. And then I'm going to have her do a little bit of gardening. There are some plants here in her little garden section that need to be sold, harvested, whatever you want to call it. So we will have her deal with a little bit of that. And it looks like we're getting a call from Jess wanting to know if she should have a baby. And we're going to tell her that she should make that decision herself. And she obviously doesn't like that idea. She's like, we can't do this decision making on our own, but you're going to have to because we had to make that decision on our own. So you need to make that decision on your own. No one can tell you if you should have a kid or not. Like, honestly, that's the decision that you need to make for yourself. So now that she is going ahead and getting some potty time in, we are just going to have her also go ahead and give Raylin a call. Raylin is a friend that she made out in Strangerville, if you'll recall. They fought the mother plant together and became pretty good friends, and Raylin and her have kept in touch. So she's just calling a call and have a little chat with Raylin just to go ahead and get a little bit more social up. Obviously, it will give her a little bit of chance to catch up with her friend Raylin. And now Piper is feeling pretty energized. So we will probably go ahead and let her just get a little bit of a jog in at some point today. I do want her to get a little bit of exercise in. She hasn't gone for a run in a little while, so we're going to let her get in a little bit of a jog. We know that she loves her fitness. So I don't want her to feel like she is letting go of her hobbies that she loves in lieu of trying to get this adventure done as quickly as possible. I still want her to be able to enjoy her pastimes and her hobbies. So we are going to let her get this jog in, and she loves to go out on these jogs. And what a beautiful scenery for her to be able to jog in. So she's just getting a little bit of exercise in, and it's going to make her feel amazing. She's already feeling energized, so this is just going to help amp that up a little bit more. And obviously keep that lifestyle of an active lifestyle for her, which we love. Nothing is better for Piper than to keep up her health and to get fit. And obviously she just had a baby, and so she needs to continue on with that lifestyle as well. So we love that for her. So she is just finishing up this jog here. And when she is done with that, we will have her go ahead and take a look around and see if there's anything in the area that she can survey. And then we're going to head her off to the library and see if we can go ahead and maybe authenticate some of those artifacts. All right, now that we have arrived at the museum, we're going to go ahead and send Piper over to the back side of the building here, and we're going to get her authenticating some of the artifacts that she gathered from the excavation site over at her place, and just see about uncovering some artifacts, authenticating some artifacts, so that we can go ahead and mark off the rest of this section of our aspiration, because we do need to uncover 5 excellent artifacts, and we've only currently uncovered 4 out of 5. So we do need to go ahead and get one more excellent artifact uncovered. So we are going to go ahead and have her authenticate another one, hopefully. No, Piper, go ahead and get over here and do this. She's like, I really just need some social. I realize that, but you also need to do what you're told. All right, she's feeling very inspired right now. She absolutely loves the museum. She loves all of the things in the museum, all of the artwork, and all of the things here that she can look at. And it makes her be in a very inspired mood, which I absolutely love, that she loves archaeology as much as she does. And then it gets her in this inspired mood like it does. But for whatever reason, when she's here, she also has a really hard time focusing on doing this uncovering and authenticating of artifacts, because she almost gets so excited at looking at everything here that she just gets so distracted that she can't focus on doing the task at hand. And that is the problem here with Piper. She just almost like she has ADHD, and she just can't focus on the task at hand here. But we're going to get her to finish up uncovering this. And once she uncovers the artifact, we'll have her authenticate it. And hopefully it will be of excellent quality, so that it will go ahead and mark off that last one that we need to go ahead and complete that milestone. If it doesn't, then we'll go ahead and get her to do another one that's in our inventory, because, well, as you can see, we have several at our disposal that we can go ahead and authenticate. And eventually we will find one that is of excellent quality. Hopefully this is the one, but if not, we have plenty to spare. So she is just authenticating it now. She seems to think she knows what she's doing. She probably does. She is, like I said, at a level 7 of her archaeology skill. So I think she's pretty much knows what she's doing here. She isn't the highest skill that she could be, but she's got pretty good knowledge of what she's doing here. So I think she's kind of got a grasp of things. She seems very intrigued by it all, which is fascinating. So we have gone ahead and found all of the excavation sites that we needed. We just are lacking that 5th excellent artifact. It's the only thing that we need left to go ahead and get this milestone complete and move on to the very last section of this aspiration. And it doesn't look like that marks that off. So we are going to have to go ahead and authenticate another artifact. So I'm just going to put this in the inventory, and we'll have her go ahead and authenticate something else. So let's authenticate this one here. Once again, she's feeling very sad. We are desolate for social again, and she's really needing some socialization. She's homesick, and she's feeling really depressed again. Piper is really in a bad way. She's struggling, really struggling. I just really want to get her through this aspiration as quickly as possible and through this challenge so that we can get her back to her family. I really hope that the next portion of the aspiration is not something that's going to take her forever, because honestly, I don't know how much longer she's going to be able to last out here in Selvadorado without Roman and Kai before she kind of loses her rocker, if you know what I mean. I think that her being here for as long as she has already been here by herself has really taken a toll on her. Okay, that one obviously was not an excellent one either, so we are going to have to unfortunately uncover another one and authenticate another one. So we will go ahead and get her to authenticate one more, and hopefully it will go ahead and be the one that we need. So let's authenticate this last piece here, and hopefully, okay, we done it. The milestone is complete. We have moved on to the next portion of this aspiration, to the 4th level of the aspiration for the archaeology scholar. So let's go ahead and see what it is that we need to do for the 4th level of the archaeology scholar. I'm going to go ahead and get her over here at the laptop and get her writing a book, because it does look like she needs to write. So she does need to start practicing writing. So we're just going to go ahead and get her writing a children's book, because She doesn't have any writing skill whatsoever. Oh dear, that's going to be an issue. So she has to get some writing skill up. So we're going to go ahead and have her write a children's book. All right. So we'll get her over there. She can start writing a book. And we will look and see what it is that we need. So we need to achieve level 10 of the archaeology skill. She needs to write a good archaeology skill book. And she needs to give a successful archaeology lecture. Okay, so we are at level 7 out of 10 of the archaeology skill currently. She has to write an archaeology skill book, which means that she's going to have to get up enough writing skill that she can actually write an archaeology book. So that means she has to get her writing skill up. So we have now to get a writing skill up, which is going to take us a while. We may have to actually purchase a computer and put it at our main lot. That way she can write all the time and we don't have to keep coming back to the museum. And then we need to give a successful lecture to someone. So this is actually going to take her a little bit of time. So I do think we're going to be here for quite some time, unfortunately, trying to get this last section of this aspiration complete. So we are going to be here for a little bit longer than I had kind of hoped. And Piper is unfortunately just going to have to grin and bear it. So since that is the case, I am going to go ahead and let her stop writing for a little while, and we are going to go ahead and just let her do a little bit of talking with some of the locals here so that she can maybe get a little bit of social up. As you can see, she's sitting here at the computer. She's crying. She's feeling really desolate. She's really struggling with the fact that she is so low on social. So we're going to let her go ahead and start talking with some of these people so that maybe she can get a little bit of social up. And then we will go ahead and send her on home so that she can maybe get a bite to eat, because she is starting to get a little bit hungry as well. And just like that, she's reached level 2 of her writing skill. So she is getting up her writing skill, which is good. We are going to definitely need that, considering she needs to get a high enough writing skill that she can write that archaeology skill book. All right, Piper, let's go ahead and start doing a little bit of socializing with some of the people here so that you can get some social, and then we'll send you home and let you get something to eat. She's like so bloody sad. Oh, whoever she had queued up to talk to, it seems, has left. Okay, well, that's fine. You can just go ahead and stop writing now, Piper, honestly. She's like, no, I'm really getting a lot of progress done on this book. It's fine. I'm just so sad, and I'm so homesick, and I'm so gloomy, and I just am so sad. Yeah, exactly. Stop writing on the book and start doing a little bit of socializing. And let's go ahead and obviously sell some of these things in our inventory so that we can pay the bills as well. So I don't think we're going to need this stuff anymore. So we'll just sell all this stuff and pay the bills. And she can obviously find more things in the future. If we need to find more things in the future, we'll find things by finding more excavation sites. So we'll just sell that stuff and let her go ahead and pay some of the bills that need to be paid for the house. All right, so she's going to go ahead and pay the bills, and then let's get her to get some socialization up. Go ahead and start talking with some of these people, Piper. So Piper is just talking to the group here. She is just seeing how they're all doing. Obviously, she is feeling really sad, so she's just letting them know that she is having a really rough time here, that she is needing some friends in the area. She's like, how are you? I have had a really rough day. And they're like, we're doing okay. How have you been? She's like, I have worked really, really hard at finding a bunch of artifacts. I've done a lot of work, but now I have some books that I need to write. But I'm going to go ahead and head on home. It was really nice chatting with you guys, but she's going to go ahead and head herself off to the house. She's feeling extremely hungry, and she needs to get home so that she can get herself a bite to eat, because unfortunately there isn't anything here at the museum that she can eat. So she is going to go ahead and head herself back to her campsite so that she can grab herself something to eat, because, well, she's starving. And then we will try again with the social on a later date sometime. Hopefully we can get that up for her, whether she call Roman or maybe someone will stop by and she can have a little bit of conversation with them. But we are going to just let her go get some food in her stomach. So now that we are back, we are going to update the campsite. Now that we have updated the campsite and gotten everything that we need for Piper to be able to continue with writing and getting that skill up so that we can finally write that archaeology scholar book, we're going to go ahead and let Piper grab herself something to eat here. She is feeling really hungry, so thankfully there are leftovers in this fridge, so she's just grabbing herself something to eat real quick. And then I'm going to go ahead and let her get on this computer and do a little bit of social chatting so that she can hopefully get that social up a little bit. And then once that social goes up a little bit, maybe then she can get a little bit more writing in. Her energy is feeling pretty good, so she doesn't need to really sleep for right now. I think she could stay up for quite some time still and just get a little bit of work in. So we'll let her do some socializing and then she can get some writing in. And we'll let her stay up until she gets tired and then she can go ahead and get some sleep afterwards. So for now, we are just going to let her work. But first things first, we definitely want to get that social up. So I am going to go ahead and just let her try and get a little bit of social networking in. Maybe she can chat in one of the chat rooms here with some people and see if that helps. Obviously, it is too late for her to call Roman. He is most likely already in bed. So instead of calling, we're just going to have her chat with someone. Unfortunately, she is having a little bit of a tough time chatting with strangers. She doesn't know them, so the socializing is going a little bit harder than if she were to call Roman per se. And as you can see, she is really struggling with that. She's having a little bit of a trouble where she's bursting out in tears here. But she's realizing that she does need to socialize, but she's just struggling. She's really struggling with the fact that I don't know these people and I'm being forced to talk to strangers and I don't know them, and it's so hard to socialize with people that I don't necessarily know, but I really need the socialization because I just need to talk to someone other than myself and the plants. And so she's trying really hard to just make friends here online, but she is really struggling. But Piper is just going to continue on trying to make friends here online here so that she can get her socialization up. And once that goes up a little bit and I feel like she's got a little bit of socialization, if maybe we could possibly get it into at least the yellow area, then we will go ahead and let her get a little bit of writing in. She is really having a tough time, the poor dear. I feel so bad for her. She's thinking to herself, like, I just wish Roman were here. This would be so much easier if Roman were here. Then I could just talk to him and we would obviously have lots to say. We could talk about our adventure together. We could talk about so many things, and it would be so much easier to deal with. I wouldn't have to be trying to force myself to make friends with people that I don't know. And, you know, she's just really having a hard time. The fact that she is branching out and she's trying is great. If you remember back to when Piper was in the very beginning in Mount Komorebi, she was very, very shy and very socially awkward, and she wouldn't have ever tried to get online and talk to strangers. So the fact that she's at least trying that now is a complete 180 from the Piper that we knew before. And I think that is showing great progress in Piper as a person, but she is, as you can see, still really struggling with that. She really is. So she has made it into the yellow area of the social here. I think that is probably the best we can really hope for. I would like for it to get into the green, but I just don't know if it's going to happen. As much trouble as she's having with this, I just don't know if it is possible. So I am going to just go ahead and stop making her do socialization now and let her go ahead and get a little bit of writing in so that we can go ahead and get some more writing progress for her. Okay, so Piper is currently writing on her book some more, trying to finish up writing the Pat the Badger children's book. She is just struggling to get through that. As you can see, she did get her social up into the green. It's not very far into the green, but it is a little bit in the green, which is fantastic news. But as you can see, she is now just struggling to get this book done. She's still feeling really depressed today. That is partially from the fact that she's homesick and partially from the fact that she's a Cancer, and she's just feeling depressed today because that is part of who she is. As we know, Piper is also a gloomy sim, and so she struggles with this. She really does. It doesn't help that she's so far away from her family, and she is just overall, every which way you look, she is just right now on that struggle bus. So we are just hoping that she's still going to go ahead and be able to pound out this book and that it's going to be worth something, because I am going to get her to self-publish this book once it's complete so that we can at least have some royalties on it and she'll be making a little bit of money. So I do hope that it is of good quality, and when she completes this, we will get it published. And we want her obviously gaining in her writing skill. The quicker she gets up the writing skill, hopefully the quicker we can write that other book. And it does look like it says she likes writing, so that is a perk. At least she likes to write. Liking writing means that she's going to get that skill up a little bit quicker, so that hopefully we can get that archaeology book written. So she did finish that book, which is fantastic, and we will be able to go ahead and get her to go ahead and get that self-published. But after her shower, we're going to go ahead and we're going to get her to do a little bit of resting. Oh, maybe she didn't finish it. Maybe she's going to finish it now. Oh no, now she's finishing in that book. Okay, Piper, what are you like? She was like, I was grungy and I needed a shower, and now I'm going to finish writing because I feel like now I can fully write because I'm feeling fresh and energized. And actually you're not, you're feeling bored. She is so bored right now, but just finish writing this book so that you can go to bed. It's 4:27 in the morning, and you really just need to finish writing this so that you can get yourself into sleep so that you can start another day tomorrow. Maybe it's the content of the book that she's writing that's making her bored. I mean, if you would think about it, Piper has had a lot of adventures, and she could have so many books that she could write about, and yet here she is writing a children's book. So, I mean, she could tell so many different stories about all of the adventures that she has been on, and yet she's writing this little children's book. And so maybe it's just boring her a little bit, but now she's feeling a little bit flirty. So, I mean, her emotions kind of are all over the map. They truly are. So we're going to let her finish this book up, and then we will get her a little bit of rest. Once she gets up in the morning, she's clearly going to need to go to the loo and obviously get herself something to eat. But first things first, we will go ahead and finish up the book, get it self-published tomorrow, and that's going to be super exciting. I can't wait to see how many royalties she's going to get for this book, and if she gets good royalties, Maybe we'll write several other books that she'll be able to at least have some money coming in. She does have, as we know, a part-time job, so she is making money that way as well. But obviously writing books and getting royalties from books brings in extra money as well, so who's going to complain about that? Certainly not me. So now that she's gotten some rest, we're going to go ahead and let her go to the washroom here, and then we'll grab her a bite to eat. Once again, her social has gone down quickly as ever, and she needs more social. We'll probably have her go ahead and give Roman a call, just so that he and her can touch base with one another. She does like to, at least once a day, check in with Roman just to see how he's doing and how Kai's doing. I think that is pretty reasonable that she likes to check in with him. I mean, she is away from her brand new child. I mean, I am really shocked that she left him as quickly as she did. She literally popped a child out and then was like, okay, I love you guys and now I have to go. But that is literally what happened. And he was like, what do you mean you have to go? And she's like, I've got to get to Selvadorado and I have no time to waste. And he was like, you have got to be shitting me. And she's like, I'm actually not. I've got to go right now. And if you need me, you know how to reach me, but I have to go, and I can't take the baby with me because the baby cannot go to the jungle. So you're going to have to stay behind. And she just left, and he was like, holy hell, how do I take care of a newborn? So she's unfortunately not getting to spend time with her child, and her husband is raising this child by himself. We're going to go ahead and change out this bed for her and get her an actual like old dingy grungy mattress so that she'll have a little bit better accommodations to sleep in now that she has a little bit of money, and get her off this cardboard mat. So let me do that really quick. I just feel like she would have a little bit more money now and would want to invest in a bed that was a little bit more comfortable than a piece of cardboard. So we'll just get her this little grungy mattress here that she can sleep on. And maybe it will give her a little bit better night's rest, which will be fantastic for her. And she is just going ahead having her food there. And then she's going to go ahead and give Roman a call. Obviously, she is going to check in with him, make sure Kai is okay, make sure Roman's okay. How is things? Are you guys doing well? Is everyone still alive? And he's like, well, clearly we're still alive. I answered the phone. And she's like, good call. I'm glad to hear it because honestly, I'm really worried about you guys. And she's then, after her phone call with him, going to go ahead and go out on her daily jog, which we love for her. She's going to get in a little bit of exercise just to make herself feel a little bit good for the day, and we love that for her. And she is making pretty decent progress so far, but she does need to, as we know, go ahead and do all of these things for this challenge. With that being said, guys, I think I'm going to go ahead and leave this episode here. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Hit the notification bell so you are notified when new episodes go live on the channel. And I will see you in our next episode of Globetrotter Challenge, where Piper hopefully gets a little bit more progress towards this aspiration. But until next time, I'm going to go ahead and fly for now. Bye, Ravens.